Thank you for joining Stretch and Flow with Rashi. We hope you enjoy this class. Don't forget to subscribe.
Hi everyone, it's Rashi from Stretch and Flow here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to take you through a shortish flow, 20 to 30 minutes. And it's a great one if you're feeling a little bit anxious, if you're feeling a little bit worried about things, just to focus your mind on your breath. And this series of poses that I'm going to share with you are designed to just bring calm and relieve any anxiety or worry. Can be done at any time of the day. You don't need any props. If you have some props, you might want to use them. Other than that, you don't need any props. So let's get started, and we'll start seated on your mat. And perhaps just allowing the sit bones to rock from side to side. And then make the rocks a little bit smaller until you find that point of center. Shut the eyes down if it feels comfortable, or take a little gaze down at your mat. Just start to check in with your body, how you're feeling in your mind, especially if you are feeling a little bit anxious or worried. Just tune into the breath in and the breath out. We start to slow down the breath. Just allow the mind to slow too. Perhaps start to quieten that mind chatter. And as we practice today, really start to listen to what that inner voice is saying. Some people call it your intuition. We can only really listen to that inner voice if we start to quieten down the noise from the outside world. Just for the next 5 breaths or so, start to really slow down the inhale. Make sure the exhale is completed fully before you take the next inhale. Grounding with the sit bones. And just softening through the shoulders and the neck, lifting up through the crown of the head. Know that you're breathing in and know that you're breathing out. Let's take one more breath here together. A deep inhale in through the nose. A big letting go sigh out the mouth. One more inhaling in. Exhaling out. If the eyes are shut, just gently open them. Bring the soles of the feet together. You can cradle the toes with interlaced fingertips on your palms. Sitting up nice and tall, widening through the collarbone. Take a breath in, just lift up through the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, just like you're dropping everything down. If it's too intense on the hips, you can move the feet a little bit further forward. If you're wanting more in the hips, push the feet towards the pelvis. This time on the breath in, you're opening the heart out, peeling the shoulders back, perhaps gazing up. And on the breath out, you're rounding everything down. Inhale to open, gaze can go up. As you exhale, rounding everything down. Just going to do a few more like that. So we're starting to open up the hips. That's where we can store a lot of our emotional tension, any stress that we've held on to. And together with some nice slow breaths, inhaling to open, exhaling, rounding down, and just start to release any tension. On the breath in, lift up through the crown of the head, sit up nice and tall, pull the toes towards you, and as you exhale, keep pulling the toes towards you with a flat back. Start to hinge over the feet. You'll feel the stretch in the hips just deepen. With each inhale, that subtle lengthening. With each exhale, perhaps coming down a little bit more, soften the back of the neck. Trust your intuition. Know that your heart knows things that sometimes our mind can't explain. Trust your heart. One more breath. And then gently start to bring the body all the way back up. Bring the knees together. Wrap the arms around the legs. Just give yourself a self hug. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. And sometimes we just need to reassure ourselves. Take a deep inhale in. Let the breath go. And gently just making your way onto all fours, whichever transition feels good for you. Bring the palms shoulder width distance, the knees are hip width distance. Just give the head a little shake, yes. A little shake, no. Just releasing any tension from the back of the neck, widen through the shoulders so there's no tension there. Let's take some cat-cow curls. On the breath in, the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. On the breath out, really rounding and arching the back. Let's do a couple more. Inhaling in, just releasing any tension from the spine. Exhaling, rounding and arching. And one more. Breathing in, dropping that waist back as the gaze goes up. And then as you exhale, rounding and arching. Start to walk the hands back towards the knees. Let the hips just land on the heels. On the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. You can take a little back bend. And on the exhale, bring the body forward. The arms reach back and you're squeezing the shoulder blades. This time on the inhale, lift the hips up. The arms reach up and over. We're opening the heart. And on the exhale, dropping the hips to heels. Arms reach back and the body comes forward. Let's do a few more. Breathing in to reach all the way up and over. And breathing out, dropping back. One more. Inhaling in and letting the breath go. This time on the inhale, reach the arms up. Take a big breath in. A few options here. On the exhale, place the hands just on the small of the back around the kidney. Take a breath in. Hug the inner thighs together. Engage the legs. Just take the back bend to your degree. The head can tip back if there's no healing in the neck. Feel the stretch in the front of the body and the chin. Heart opens are good to relieve any anxiety or depression. You can take it as far as you want. One more breath. Hug the inner thighs, neutralize the spine. Inhale, the arms reach all the way up. As you exhale, take a swan dive down on your mat. Walk the hands to the edges of the mat. You can come onto your finger mound and come into puppy pose, getting that nice stretch in the spine. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Sometimes intuition can be described as knowing without really knowing. You just know that you know that you know. Sometimes intuition doesn't tell you what you want to hear, but it tells you what you need to hear. Quick those finger mounds out a little bit further. Drop the chest a little bit more. One more breath here. And then gently starting to walk the hands back up. Dig the toes into the mat. Come up for your first downward facing dog. Just notice how the body's feeling. Keep the collarbones wide. Push the upper body back towards the thighs and bend the knees as much as you need to. Again, give the head a little shake, yes and no. Dropping, heels down, opposite knee. Noticing any tension in the leg muscles. You're keeping the breath flowing, inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Let's lift the heels up, coming onto your tippy toes, and as you exhale, just take a little stroll up towards your palms. Let the body hang in a forward fold. Ragdoll, those of you familiar with ragdoll. So forward fold's a beautiful way of calming down the body, calming down the mind, letting the head just fall heavy, perhaps even adding a little bit of movement by taking a gentle rock from side to side. Keep that breath flowing. If there's any tension in the back, sometimes we can hold our stress in our lower back. Just bend the knees a little bit more to relieve that tension. Never discredit your gut instinct, that first feeling, we've all felt it. That's often your truth. Press into the mat with the feet. Let's sweep the arms all the way up, taking a big breath in As you breathe out, hands to your heart space, empty the breath. Really focus on your breath. Inhale, the arms reach up and over. And as you exhale, take a swan dive down to your mat, emptying the breath. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. A forward fold as you empty the breath. Inhale, we're sweeping the arms all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you exhale to your heart space, empty the breath completely. Inhale, the arms reaching up and over, taking that back bend, opening the heart. And as you exhale, a swan dive down to your mat. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. And as you exhale, a forward fold. Let's sweep the arms up all the way to standing, interlacing the fingertips at the top. Take a breath in, pull up from the waist. As you breathe out, just taking a stretch to one side. Often we can get stagnant in the side of our body. Release any tension there, use your breath. Inhale, you're reaching all the way up again. Exhale to the other side. Let's do one more on each side. So breathing in to reach up, breathing out, taking the stretch. Inhale to reach up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale, reach the arms up, take a big breath in. As you exhale, swan dive down to your mat. Bend the knees as much as you need to. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. And as you exhale, let's place the hands on the mat. Drop the knees down. Coming back onto all fours, just taking everything nice and easy. Taking a gentle rock from side to side, perhaps lifting one knee up as you rock to one side and then the other knee. And perhaps add the palms in as well. One hand lifts as you rock, the other hand. And if you want to, you can add knees and hands, just moving in a way that feels natural for you. Start to morph those rocks into some circular motions of the hips, perhaps either backwards and forwards or side to side. Working with your breath and movement just to release those worries from your mind. Be totally present to what's happening right now. Try not to let the mind rush. And just do a couple more rocks or circular motions. And then bringing the body back to stillness. Let's take another cat-cow here. A breath in, the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you breathe out, that rounding and arching. Back to a neutral spine. When you're ready, inhale, the right leg comes behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, we're landing it through. Use your hands to help if you need to. Focus your gaze on one spot. Get firm in your foundation. And then just gently bringing the body up. Keep firm pressure in that front foot. Let's just take a roll of the shoulders one way. Taking any tensions from the shoulders and the neck. And then the other way. Just noticing how the body and mind feels. Keeping your gaze on one spot. On the breath in, just reach the arms all the way up. Bring the right arm under the left for eagle arms. If the palms meet, that's great. Otherwise, opposite palms to opposite shoulders if the shoulders are particularly tense. On the breath in, keep grounded in the feet. You're reaching the arms all the way up. Some of you may want to take a back bend. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to the inner edge of that right knee. Inhale to reach up. Keep your gaze and mind focused. Exhale to float down. One more. Use your leg strength and your core to push you all the way back up and over. And as you exhale, coming down. Inhale, the arms reach up, releasing the arms. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, come down and frame that front foot. Slide the left knee back a little. Press into the left hand. Breathe the right arm up just for a gentle twist. The gaze can be the top thumb or it can be neutral. Reaching up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, sweep the hand to the inner edge of that right foot. Scoot the foot out to the right. Bring the hands to meet it. Scoot the left knee back a little. So we're really opening up the hips. And for those of you that have been practicing with me for a while, know that the hips can store a lot of unresolved stress and tension. You might want to rock onto the side of that right foot. Just making those organic movements. Really listen to your intuition. What is it telling you to do? How is it telling you to move? There's a voice that doesn't use words. That's your intuition. My encouragement to you is to simply listen. Intuition is a sense of knowing how to act spontaneously without needing to know why. Some of you may want to drop down onto your forearms and go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And you don't need any props, but if you have a prop, you might want to prop your palms or forearms on a block. Just gently rocking from side to side. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Just feeling this side of the body open. One more breath here. And then very gently, just starting to walk the hands back. Walking the palms over to the left side and just scoot that right knee back. Bring the hands back in front of you. Bring the knees wide, the two big toes together. Drop into child's pose. So this is a great grounding pose, a little hip opener too. The head can rest on the mat or on a block. And just start to lengthen the breath cycle. Slow down the breath a little. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. If your head doesn't reach the mat, you can use a block or make a little cushion with your fists. Just soften the back of the neck and the shoulders. Listen to that inner voice. Try not to let that mind chatter ramp up. A deep inhale in. Let the breath go. And then gently popping the palms back onto the mat, lifting the hips up, scooting the knees so that they're back to hip width distance. Let's take another cat-cow curl here. A breath in, the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you exhale, that rounding and arching. Back to a neutral spine. Let's extend the left leg behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, you're landing it all the way through. Again, use your hands to help if you need to. Get grounded in the feet first. Once you feel stable, eye gaze is at one spot. Stay totally present. Hug the inner thighs together. And then just start to lift the body all the way up. Keeping the shoulders nice and wide. Giving a rotation one way. And then the other way. Noticing any tension that might still be there. On the breath in, the arms reach all the way up. And this time as you exhale, wrapping left arm under right. Palms meet, or again, opposite palms to opposite shoulders. Keep the eye gaze focused so you're keeping nice and stable. On the breath in, the arms reach all the way up and over. On the breath out, coming down to the inner edge of that left knee. Inhale, use your leg strength to come all the way up. Exhale to float down. One more. Breathing in, reaching all the way up, using your core. Exhale with control, coming down. Inhale, the arms reach up, releasing the arms. Take a big breath in, turn it into a back bend if you like. And as you exhale, placing the hands either side of that left foot. Scoot the right knee back a little. This time the right hand remains grounded, the left arm releases up for a gentle twist. Try not to dump your weight into that bottom palm. You're reaching up nice and tall. One more breath. And as you exhale, bringing the hand to the inner edge of the left foot. The left foot can scoot out to the side. You can scoot that right knee back a little bit more. And then taking those organic movements, coming onto the side of the left foot, rocking backwards and forwards. My encouragement to you all is to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is just secondary. Try and keep the eye gaze down low. If you're wanting to take it deeper, coming down onto those forearms. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. A few more breaths here. With your intuition, it's that feeling before then our mind and our brain kicks in. Trust that feeling. You feel before you think. One more breath here. Very gently start to walk the hands all the way back up if you're on your forearms. Walking the hands over to the right side, so much so that you can just gently bring that left knee back. The hands come back in front, and we're just taking that gentle rocking action, just keeping everything nice and easy. The gaze is low. Might want to lift the palms up as well. And keeping that breath nice and flowing. Just do a couple more rocks either side. When you're ready, placing the hands on the ground, the knees are hip width distance. Let's take a cat-cow here. A breath in as the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you breathe out, rounding and arching. Back to a neutral spine, extending the right arm and the left leg, just coming into a balance. If it's too much with both limbs extended, you just do one. Feel the stretch across the spine, like you're releasing any tension in the vertebra. Push the mat away with that left palm so you're not dumping into the wrist. One more breath, inhale. As you exhale, everything drops down onto the mat, nice and easy. A cat-cow here, a breath in and a breath out. Back to a neutral spine. Let's take it on the other side, the left arm and the right leg. Pushing out through the sole of the right foot as you reach forward with the left fingertips, pushing the mat away with that right palm. Engage your core, feel the stretch. And as you exhale, dropping everything down onto the mat. Another cat-cow here. A breath in as the waist goes back and the gaze goes up. And as you breathe out, rounding and arching. Either crossing the ankles over or kicking the legs to one side, coming down onto your sit bones. Again, that gentle rock, just to find that sweet spot, that point of center. Noticing how the shoulders are feeling, perhaps shrugging them or rotating them compared to the start of the class. On the breath in, reaching the arms all the way up, take a big inhale. On the breath out, place the left hand on the right knee. The right hand comes behind. Take a breath in to lengthen. As you breathe out, turn and gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, you're lengthening. Exhale to twist. One more breath. Everything floats all the way back round. The arms reach up. This time add a gentle back bend. And as you exhale, the other side. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling, taking that twist over the left shoulder. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Bring everything back round to center, reach the arms up, take a big breath in. As you breathe out, taking a swan dive down onto your mat, start to just creep the hands in front of you. So another forward fold. I mentioned before, these are great for calming the body and mind down. And just come down as low as you feel the stretch and it's comfortable for you. Doesn't mean that your head has to hit the ground, just as low as feels good. Soften the back of the neck by keeping the gaze down low, and then just come into your breath. With each inhale, that subtle lengthening. With each exhale, perhaps coming down a little bit more. Know that deep down, you already know the truth. That's the thing we call intuition. It's your soul, and you can fully trust it. Forget about what everyone else thinks and says. If your intuition says yes, then say yes. You're breathing in, subtly lengthening, breathing out, perhaps coming down, and then keeping the body low. Swing the arms over to the right side. You'll feel a stretch down the left side. The left palm can come over to the right. You're pulling the palms away from you. Hips drop to the left as the arms reach to the right. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath. Coming back through centre, again taking everything easy, unrushed, unhurried. Over to the left side. This time the right palm can come on top. You'll feel a stretch down the right side, putting the palms to the left as the hips push to the right. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. One more breath. Let's walk the hands back through centre first, taking a final stretch in front of you. Engage the core and just gently start to peel the body back. And then just to counteract that forward fold, bring the arms behind you. Give your shoulders plenty of room. Either remain with everything grounded, or you can push into the palms and lift the hips up, gazing back. You decide what your body needs, holding it for 3, 2, 1, and just dropping everything down. Bring the arms over the knees, take a breath in, let the breath go. Just tipping the head to one side. Inhale, coming back to centre. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, tucking chin into chest as you feel the stretch down the back of the neck, dropping the head down. Inhale back to centre, as long as there's no healing with the neck. On the exhale, tipping the head back. Come back to centre, shutting the eyes down and perhaps placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Let's finish off with some beautiful calming breaths. So inhaling in for a count of 1, 2, 3. Taking a pause, exhaling for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling for a count of 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do a couple more rounds of breath. You can lengthen or shorten that breath cycle. Just keeping totally present, trying not to let your mind rush ahead, and just taking your time. Sitting up nice and tall, widening through the collarbones, just allowing the breath to enter, allowing the breath to leave. Now you can stay here for as long as you like. I'm going to finish the practice off now. Know that our intuition is like a muscle. We must practice listening to it and trusting its wisdom. When you take the time to ask and keep listening for the answer, being at peace in mind, body and soul becomes a lot easier. Let's breathe the arms all the way up, taking a big breath in. And as you exhale, bringing hands to your heart space as you gently just take a bow towards your fingertips. My encouragement to you all is to trust that inner voice, to spend time listening to it so you become familiar with it, to trust your intuition, and you know the truth by the way it feels. Trust that still small voice inside of you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you feel a little bit more calmer, less anxious, and a little bit less stressed. Please subscribe to our channel, share it with those you feel may benefit. We'd be really grateful if you can. We're not a big channel, but we hope you can share it to spread the gift. Much love to you all, and we'll see you in the next one. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us for Stretch and Flow with Rashi. We hope you've enjoyed the class. Please subscribe and make sure if you have any questions, please send an email, get in touch some way. Once again, thank you and have a great day.